You know, it's as dumb as a bag of hammers, but sometimes hammers are cool. So we are way behind on this one.
Oh,
But
we're even more behind on the next one. So
true, true. In my defense, the reason this review is so long is because this is the first movie after objectively one of the worst days of my life. So there was a lot of things to sort through before we got to here. And
there's
I'm
been stuff happening. Yeah.
I'm writing something about it now, so like I'll talk about it then. But in the meantime, yeah, like so this is the case. So like I was in no hurry to kind of get back in the swing of things. But
Yeah.
we did actually see Moonfall, which is the latest Roland Emmerich disaster film.
When it came out, we saw it when it came out.
When it came out, we saw it the week it came
like
out,
the
and we
week
just
of.
got really lazy. And oddly enough, of the three we reviewed tonight, it's probably the best of the three.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, so far we've knocked out Uncharted and The Cursed,
yeah,
both of which were disappointing and bland movies and boring. The
Yep.
most offensive thing, boring. And this was stupid as fuck, but knew exactly what it was and
Yep.
had a great time doing it.
Yep. And
And that's the important bit.
it does exactly what it advertises. It's the moon, and it goes splat. That's all
It knows exactly how stupid it is, and it uses the opportunity of the moon fucking with Earth's gravity to just do some wild and wacky shit.
Yeah.
And like there's some stuff that it does that you're like, that's crazy. And then you look it up and you're like, that's actually what would happen. Okay. And like the atmospheric dissipation shit, like that's a real thing that would happen. Like it's just really like it's fun to think that they as someone actually put a lot of thought into what would happen
Yeah.
if this stuff would go down, and they're like, let's make a movie out of it. And at the same time, let's go branch out to the other thing where let's get back to the fucking Independence Day roots of just having like a malevolent alien thing going on.
Yep.
And let's have that be like one of the weird mysteries of the movie, and let's tap into that.
I think there's also that bit like the Roland Emmerich tradition of let's have the main character go just slightly faster of the thing that's trying to kill him or them.
Yeah, no.
I think
several times.
And with some scientific mumbo jumbo that's like, yes, this is exactly how it would happen. I think there's this great bit there was a Dara O'Brien has about 2012. And he said, like, I was the only one that was mad about this. And he said, like, we begin the movie that the scientist flies in, he goes up this research path, and he goes, like, what's happening? So we've had some incredible results. I was like, first off, you couldn't send in an email, but okay, sure. He goes, like, what happens? And then he goes, the neutrinos have mutated and they're heating up the planet. And he's like, now for those who don't know, neutrinos are microscopic organisms that billions pass by you every day, makes up everything in the world. They can't fucking mutate. You might as well have looked straight in the camera and gone, the electrons are angry.
Yeah.
So every time I see so I'm thinking of whenever I see something like Roland Emmerich, I'm like, I know there's some like basis behind this, but like when the beginning of this movie goes with the moon is get out of orbit, my first thought is the electrons are angry.
Well, here's the thing. In this movie, there's actually a better reason than that for the moon being out of orbit.
Aliens.
They do follow through. It's ridiculous and surprisingly sci-fi, but
it commits.
There is a consistent logic in the movie that doesn't just violate all known science. It goes into full-blown science fiction and is consistent within that. And the things, like I said, the science of the things that actually happen down on Earth while it's happening are actually pretty consistent too. Not like something like, say, The Core. But
I don't ever saw The Core, but
oh boy, that's a just read about it. Just read about the science of The Core, and you'll be flabbergasted that this thing. You know what? I'm going to look this up right now while we continue this review.
The science of the movie
Core science fiction disaster movie 2003. there's an article from sciencefiction.com that literally the title is, did the movie The Core get anything right?
Oh, I've seen that one too. Yeah.
Oh.
First line I read: first, if the earth stops spinning, we would all die.
Sometimes one has to find out if a film is as bad as almost everyone says it is. This was the case with me and The Core. I had to discover if the movie is really that bad. And it is.
Damn.
Oh, I think we're looking at the same review. I just saw the line that you read.
We are. So I'm going to have to add them on my bad movie watch list because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy.
But
The Core should have been a short movie filled with a montage of horrific deaths. Oh, good stuff. Anyway, this is not that bad.
No, it's not.
At least in the respect of the science. It is dumb. It is like a 6 out of 10 when it comes to the actual like action movie logic and everything. The cast isn't that big. It's just big enough. And there is some dumb fucking shit that some of the characters do, particularly a staggeringly unnecessary character death later on in the movie.
Which one was it again?
The mask, the oxygen mask.
Oh yeah. It's
like incredibly unnecessary and seriously could have been avoided within 5 minutes. Like just really stupid. But yeah, so like, but even with that stuff, the movie delivers where it needs to, which is just the absolutely insane concept and using it to do some sci-fi action shit that I was not expecting.
Yeah, especially in the third act. I think the third act is where he really kind of finds his ground. Where it's like, all right,
this is where you're like, what?
This is where he built up to his entire time. This is the entire justification why we made this fucking movie. Like, here it is.
And you don't have to.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
And I was gonna say, but we'll still have some like dumb, typical Roland Emmerich stuff on the ground for like regular people trying to survive because you expect that from this kind of movie.
Yeah.
So you have fucking night, like fucking owl, not night. Is it what's his name? Night Owl, whoever he is in Watchmen.
Patrick Wilson,
yeah. Ocean Master, like Ocean Master's son, who I was making fun of for the first half of the movie because he doesn't say much and he has like this dumb fuck look on his face whenever he's on screen. Like if the term had a face, I imagine it looks like this. But then he ends up taking over like the I guess the more grounded plot later on in the film.
He's the guy who's just jaded because like he spent so much time trying to convince NASA to do the right thing and they never listen. And now they are. He's like, all right, I will begrudgingly save the world. Like,
see, I always think of that line from the first Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, why do you want to save the galaxy? Because I'm one of the people that lives in it. Like that's literally the beginning and end of the justification you need for
pretty much
for like why a character would like sacrifice do this kind of thing. But yeah, so we can't really talk about the... Oh, go ahead.
Not yet. I was gonna say that they at least don't take terribly long to get to the point where the moon starts affecting the world.
No,
like this movie doesn't waste like a whole hour on stupid political back and forth shit. You know what's coming. You don't have to wait that long for it to get there. And within the first 20 to 30 minutes, it's Patrick Wilson. Within the first 20 to 30 minutes, you start experiencing like tidal shifts and stuff. And the clock starts ticking and things start escalating. And the moon, as it gets closer, starts going faster and faster around the world because it has less distance to travel. So things just keep on escalating and getting more and more urgent as it goes on. And it's really a well-employed mechanic to keep the pacing of the movie going.
Yeah. I think my favorite little side stories here, though, just because it makes me laugh the more I think about it, is Halle Berry's relationship with her ex-husband, who is like this big military guy. And every single conversation they have when the moon starts falling, she's like, don't use the nukes. I know you're thinking it. Don't do it. And he's like,
what
nukes? I know what
we're
you're
using
talking
nukes.
about.
We're not using the nukes.
We're like, we're not using nukes. I know what you're talking about. Phone call later. Don't do it. Don't use the fucking nukes. I told you we don't have nukes. One scene later, ready for the nukes, Sergeant. General or whatever the hell.
It's
and then he goes
straight up like really bad military secret keeping.
And then it goes on to like, wait, let's not use the nukes. Why? Because
what are you talking about? We need to nuke the moon. Like sending a nuclear, like they literally see the potential fallout of nuking the moon. Yeah. And the whole concept of the movie is that the military just wants to use nukes because all they know how to do is blow shit up. So they just want to nuke the moon. First off, the radiation of it would like kill the whole planet. Second off, the pieces of the moon that would fall off would kill the whole planet. Yeah. And they're still like, nope, gonna nuke it. Like
that's not even going to the other many things that moon does to keep our planet alive. So yeah, it's like you do not think this through at all. Because like, nuke the moon and the nuke's gone and everything's just pitch black. You're like, well, shit, now what? You got the core. The core is a sequel.
There you go. But no, and it was like, honestly, I will say that with everything that happens in this movie that's so stupid, the actual conceit of the truth is a pretty fun concept.
It is.
And the final shot of the movie is legitimately cool. Like it is a classic sci-fi, awesome, like massive scale concept of what things are going to be like from this point forward. I thought that was really neat.
Now, like once it gets to the third act, it really finds its groove. It's like that's what makes it like, this is genuinely entertaining. And you can't really go too much into it going to spoilers, but
well, I think it really benefits from by having all of that random shit in the first couple of hours. By the time you get to the third act, you're used to how dumb it is.
Yeah.
Like you're used to the stupider beats of the movie. And if you haven't embraced it by that point, it's impossible not to, as it just starts going bonkers with its concept. By that point,
you're just kind of like, all right.
Sure. Yeah. When we got to the point where like actual explosions and action sequences and chase scenes were happening, I was like, this is pretty awesome. Like I'm having a great time. Like I saw this movie 2 times. I saw this movie twice in theaters.
Yep.
I saw it in the big IMAX, and then I saw it with you because I'm like, hey, buddy, just so you know, this is the kind of big, dumb, fun at time that like is perfect for your current fucking situation.
Yeah, there was definitely one unintentional side effect of that, but for the most part, it worked.
Yeah, for the most part,
which is what I wanted. So I got what I needed out of it. I do want to I do want to get briefly into spoilers because I did have like my personal favorite joke I made while watching this. That I can't talk about without going to spoilers. So
let's just like general impression of the movie.
I had a good time,
but fun.
I think it's still in theaters. You can probably still watch it. Yeah,
it's not as batshit. Well, arguably, it's not as bombastic and fun as say like one of the better Fast and Furious movies. But I feel like it's in the same ballpark of just fuck it, let's have fun kind of crazy high budget action movie. I wouldn't say it's nearly as good of a time, but it still hits that same sweet spot of like wanting to give you something where they're like, look, we know this doesn't make sense, but we're having a good time. You should too.
I feel like Roland Emmerich has found a better balance between the stupid and the fun.
Oh God, finally. Like it's taken him so long. How long has it taken him to find like a good way back to the fucking Independence Day groove of just a good balance of like massive destruction and fun characters?
Like I would say like he kind of got with the fun stuff more with White House Down, and then of course Independence Day 2.
Right, you were talking about
terrible.
I still need to watch it. Yeah.
Why? You don't need to. You don't need to.
No, White House Down.
Oh, I thought you meant Independence Day 2.
No.
Oh, no, White House Down is a lot of fun. That one also.
Yeah, it's on my list because of what you've said about it. Like, I'm like, you know what? If he actually pulls it off there, I'll do it. Yeah.
So like that's kind of like okay, so there's a hint of self-awareness here, and this one kind of feels like it doesn't take itself too seriously, but takes itself just seriously enough to go along with it, and then you get the stupid sci-fi bullshit, and it's like okay, there it is. There's a self-awareness. Yeah, we know it's stupid. Just go with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so going to spoilers. It turns out the Earth
Spoiler alert.
the Earth and the Moon are spaceships.
No. The moon is a spaceship.
Oh, sorry, the Moon is a
The
spaceship.
moon made the Earth. The moon is an
Right,
arc.
that was it. Okay.
And we are actually the cloned descendants of an alien species that basically Jeff Bezos went a little too far with Alexa and it destroyed the planet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Singularity happened because of Alexa, and it destroyed everybody. And they tried to make things that would go off and basically be seeds for building new planets and sending their history and their genes through the universe. And only one of those made it away before the AIs discovered it and crushed it. So the AI, like weird little blob cells, have been flying through the universe trying to find these things and destroy them.
Yes.
And it finally found us. And that's where the plot is. It is burrowed into the spaceship that is the moon and is trying to divert its orbit so that it falls into the Earth and murders us all, therefore destroying both the thing and us.
As you do.
Basic sci-fi plot.
So basically, we get in there. Owen Wilson. Not Owen Wilson. Wow.
Owen Wilson. I would have loved to
Wilson.
see this with Owen Wilson as the lead. Can you imagine Owen Wilson as the lead character in this?
Oh my god.
I tried to warn them. They just
wow.
missed it. Wow. That's the moon.
Now hold on. What do you mean the moon is falling? I can't do
impossible. That just sounds that's really dangerous. We can't have the moon fall. Tell it to stop.
Yours is better than mine. I can't do Owen Wilson. But
oh man, the crazy conspiracy guys were right? Huh. Wow. Say, can we go inside the moon? Oh, that's cool. A white dwarf star. Wow.
Oh,
descendants of an alien species? Wow. But I would, to be fair, I would pay to see Owen Wilson in a whole bunch of shit.
Hey, Owen Wilson is aged like fine wine. He's like the only reason Marry Me kind of works.
Oh man, I haven't seen that. I saw that. It was surprisingly good chemistry. I'm glad it wasn't too sufferable. Like
honestly, for what it was, I had a good time with it. So yeah, generic is fine.
Owen Wilson is like Christopher Walken or Nicolas Cage, where I like any movie I see, if I just replace the lead with them, I will just enjoy imagining that whole thing all the way through.
Yeah,
it'll just be a good time.
Yep. But anyway, so
imagine all of our least favorite movies with Owen Wilson as the lead.
Dear Evan Hansen, Owen Wilson,
even more hunched over with the backpack.
More hunched over. And like, words fail, you guys.
You think
sometimes
he was my friend? Wow. We went to an orchard and we sat by a tree. Yeah, that orchard. His face. Yeah, no, we went there and we chilled and like, wow, the mom's making up this story for me.
If at least it was in Licorice Pizza, that would look age appropriate. Right.
Look, I'm in high school.
I'm an entrepreneur. Just a number. I sell waterbeds.
Whoa, I sell waterbeds. You're wearing a bikini and high platform shoes? Wow, you look amazing. Oh, God.
I know it's in your head now, isn't it?
Wow, this restaurant owner is racist.
Wow, Bradley Cooper's mean.
Hey, buddy, I'm just trying to install your waterbed. Why are you emasculating me? Hey, you know what? Fuck this guy. Let's let this bad leak out.
I forgot that happened in that movie. Oh, God. Piece of shit. Anyway,
what if Owen Wilson is Zoo in fucking music?
Oh,
Okay. Last one.
all right.
Oh, I lost you. Hang on.
Oh,
Okay.
I can hear you fine.
See if you can guess which one this is.
All right.
She thought I was dead for a year and went on and married another guy. Wow. That sucks.
I first thought it was Castaway.
Wait, what?
My first thought was Castaway.
Well, this is getting real bad.
Oh,
No.
also on your end, because it's fine on my end.
Yeah, probably. If they think I'm dead, this must be hell.
Oh God, it's ringing a bell.
Robin Hood.
What is it from? Where's it from?
Robin Hood.
Oh! Oh my God, I completely forgot about that movie.
Yeah, no, I haven't. It's one of my notorious things to show people to make them suffer with me because it's fun. Rubbish.
That's all I think of every time. That word is so clued with that movie for me. But I never use it in any other context.
Still the best. Absolutely unbeatable. Still wish we'd followed that guy just to like become his friend.
I know, right?
Just get him watching our videos and be like, yeah, we rip into things. Anyway, that
Moonfall.
Was Moonfall.
So our moon is a spaceship, and there's a big epic sci-fi battle at the end with spaceships.
Powered by a white dwarf star, a captured white dwarf star. Remember?
Yes. But there's a bunch of like star cruisers on the spaceship with guns and stuff, and they start blasting the giant like nanobot alien. It's like pew pew pew.
Whoa, you skipped the part where the AI that's in charge of the ship that is somehow not evil, but actually an AI that's meant to foster the growth of the new human race, has taken these guys in and has tried to give them an out and like a way to beat it. So that's why like when they go into the spaceship and they start flying off, there's this crazy like spaceship chase sequence.
You're right.
They're going between all of these other ships that were put onto this giant moon spaceship, and all of them are being AI controlled to turn their laser turrets at this big black mass that's flying after them and just shooting and explosions, and like it's stupid as fuck, and I loved it.
Oh yeah, no, that was like, yeah, I'm down for this. This is my shit. I think the joke I made to you while we're watching this one, because eventually it ends with the nerdy guy sacrificing himself, but he becomes an AI in the moon, and I was kind of laughing. He's like, is this all just a prequel to Destiny? Because there's actual wizards on the moon now.
Strong Destiny vibes off of all this, because technically, the Guardian, it works
exactly. So it's like, wait,
I still love how during that very last sequence we're watching it, and I just go, what is this? And like, oh, you weren't there for that show. I get the one that I went to the first time. When I saw this on the big IMAX, the theater had like maybe 14 people in it, and all of us were on the same wavelength.
Nice.
And there was this couple of dudes sitting behind me, and there was this one point where I was like, during that last sequence where we're just watching and like it doesn't explain what's happening yet, and I just say, what is this? And I shit you not, like 3 seconds later, the dude in the movie was like, what is this? And I was like, yeah! And the guys behind me were sort of like clapping at me like, fuck yeah! Like, it's just this hilarious moment of just...
it's those rare moments of solidarity that are so wonderful.
Just,
like my favorite would always be with Chris Cruz and Temptation, which I know I told you. I've told you that story. The Tyler Perry movie. I've told you that story, right? So
I don't know. Tell it again.
All right. Well, so me and Chris are seeing, this is back when Camera 12 over by the campus was still around. So we're in this crappy little theater. We're watching Temptation, and for those who don't remember Temptation, the masterpiece known as Temptation, is basically about just a woman who cheats on her husband.
Everyone has seen at one point in their life. Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically a woman who cheats on her husband with like this Mark Zuckerberg-esque guy, but buff, who turns out to be a sociopath with AIDS, because that becomes a point later.
Shocking.
I know. But the parts like after a scene that basically constitutes statutory rape, she wakes up like in his apartment the next day. Yeah, I'm barely being facetious on that.
Statutory?
I mean, not statutory, but basically she says no a bunch of times until it turns into a yes, that kind of a thing.
Coercion kind of rape.
Yes.
No, statutory is under 18, dude.
Correct. Yes, you are correct. I'm not. Very good. But that's Licorice Pizza. Character? Anyway, sorry, go.
Yeah, there you go.
So basically constitutes rape. But after that, it's played as romantic, and she wakes up in his apartment the next day, and he goes into the kitchen, and she's sitting there like, I can give you anything you want, but you have to be with me. And then she just very nonchalantly goes, what do I do about my husband? And some woman behind us just goes, bitch, what? Like as loud as she can. And instantly everyone just loses it. We're all just laughing our ass off. And then from then on, it's one of the few moments in my life to this day where I've seen an entire audience turn on a movie in a heartbeat. Because then everyone started just making fun of this piece of shit.
Once everybody realized that everyone was cool with it, they just went in on it.
Yeah, they just went in on it. So they like, and they'll start like going like, oh, don't go in there. He's behind the door. That kind of stuff. So it's like we're all just laughing our ass off.
That's something I really missed about midnight movies.
Yeah.
I still remember like 10, 15 years ago when midnight movies became a popular thing, like at the camera movies theaters in the San Jose area. And like, it was just a bunch of people being like, you know what? We're all just going to get together at midnight. We're all people who are into like, we're here to have a good time. And most of the time, these people were all on the same wavelength of like, just hooting and hollering at the fucking screen with whatever, like, you know, because they're fans of these movies. They've all seen it multiple times. They're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely. I missed that vibe, but that's some
good
shit.
Me too. That was fun.
Oh man, still one of the best fucking viewings of Cats I've ever. One of the best movie viewings I've ever had. Yeah, was when we went to the 9th time I saw Cats in theaters.
Yeah, because that was right after we recorded like the best and worst of list that year. I remember.
It was a midnight showing.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't go to that because I was tired,
like,
but
in on it, and it was hilarious. It was such a fun time. I was like turning around and singing along with the people behind me and shit, like to, oh well, I never, like just like in it. It was great. And for anyone who doesn't know, I saw Cats in theaters 10 times, so that was a thing that happened. I did,
which we didn't think was record you're going to break, and then Dune came along.
Yes, I've seen Dune in theaters 14 times.
I thought we were going to watch it again when it briefly re-released in theaters.
I did. That was the 13th and 14th times.
Oh, I thought that was prior for some reason.
12 times before.
All right. Well, there you go. So I think clearly we're done talking about Moonfall. So
sure, yeah.
So yeah,
we should put a marker on the reviews where we just ramble off on another topic for a good 10 minutes.
I got to figure out how the fucking chapter system works. I cannot figure that out, but I know I can do it.
Yeah. But spoilers and post spoilers. I'm telling you, I can help out. You just gotta let me.
I'll think about it. I'm very protective of the actual inner workings of the channel.
I understand, but you know me. I'm only here to help. I'm not going to go in and Tyler Durden splicing dick frames into every video. You know,
it took like 5 years of persistent bothering me for Ron to convince me to let him help out with anything. So I'm very stubborn.
All right, no, I'm just going to keep on gently prodding you. It's like, hey,
fair enough.
Hey, I can help.
All right, I think we got one.
I can be bored and go through these old ones. Hey, I can help.
I'm gonna stop recording now.